Why go to New Zealand? This small island state, located on the edge of the Earth, in the Pacific Ocean, is absolutely unique and amazing. It's like a planet in miniature: picturesque sandy beaches and harsh rocky coast, tropical rain and Scandinavian coniferous forests, sand dunes and wetlands, hot springs and cold glaciers, smoking volcanoes and blooming grape valleys, high mountains and endless green hills, narrow fjords and huge lakes of absolutely incredible colors coexist here. There are no dangerous animals, snakes and spiders in New Zealand. The number of cows and lambs exceeds the population by tens of times. Seals and fur seals can be found walking along the beach. The weather here is changeable and unpredictable. The trees are huge. The roads are narrow and slow. Prices are sometimes cosmic. Kiwis, as the locals call themselves, are open, simple, minded and friendly. The main part of New Zealand is located on two islands, north and south, connected by a strait. Most of the country's population lives on the warm tropical North Island. Auckland is located here, the largest city in the country and the capital of New Zealand, Wellington. The southern island remains mostly uninhabited, as most of the island is covered by huge mountain ranges and glaciers. The cold climate and strong winds also do not contribute to the development of the island, which is especially pleasing to wildlife lovers and fans of adventure tourism. A trip to New Zealand, even a very budget one, is an expensive pleasure, but it is worth every penny spent. Plan for a trip of at least 3 weeks. Best time to travel in New Zealand: November, April. Why go to New Zealand? Sail in the Bay of Islands, try yourself as a skipper, swim in icy water by jumping from the deck of a yacht, climb high into the mountains on one of the islands and admire the magnificent landscape with a scattering of tiny islands. Explore the wild coves and beaches of the far north, the warmest part of New Zealand, ride a surfboard on the high sand dunes of Te Paki and see the northernmost lighthouse located on the legendary Cape Regina. Spend a few days relaxing, swimming and sunbathing on the beaches of picturesque Coromandel. Wander along narrow paths among absolutely incredible trees in the forests of New Zealand and see giant trees, among which ancient kauris occupy a separate place. Visit the Hobbitania, get acquainted with the lifestyle and everyday life of household hobbits, visit the Green Dragon Tavern and drink local beer, and at the same time learn more about the filming of the epic trilogies, The Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit. Climb the volcano. Stroll through one of the huge natural parks in the thermal valley of Rotorua, observing the quirks of nature in the form of colorful and smoking thermal lakes and pools, and pamper body and soul by taking baths at hot springs. Admire the vivid pictures of golden beaches and emerald waters in the Abel Tasman National Park, the sunniest region of the North Island. Taste local wine, take a walk or ride a bike through the picturesque vineyards in one of the many wine-growing areas of New Zealand. Drive along the west coast of the South Island, admiring the harsh seascapes and rainforests, and learn more about the gold rush and the gold prospectors who first discovered these places. Make some kind of madness, a la bungee jumping, or jet through the canyon in Queenstown, the adrenaline capital of New Zealand. Visit glaciers, or near glaciers. Drive by car along one of the most picturesque roads in New Zealand leading to the mouth of the Milford Sound Fjord, take a boat along the fjord and get so close to the waterfall that you can feel the drops of water on your face. Look for meetings with the owners of the wild beaches of catlins, seals, fur seals and penguins, see the incredibly beautiful, untouched by mass tourism South Coast, and visit the southernmost cape of New Zealand. Watch from the ship or from the window of a tiny airplane the beautiful sperm whales living in the Bay of Kaikoura, and see with your own eyes how one earthquake can change the landscape of an entire peninsula. Get to know more about the culture, customs and rituals of the Maori, the indigenous people of the New Zealand Islands. Try local goodies, generous beef steaks and burgers, dishes of local lamb and the famous fish and chips fried in batter with a large piece of fish and French fries. Find out why locals call themselves Kiwi.